Alright. Hi everyone. This is T-Bone Angle 123. T-Bone Angle on wrestling forums or the amazing AJ at Twitter. And I'm here to do TNA Genesis 2010 pay-per-view review, as well as my thoughts on a few other things. It's been hard to do this video. This is actually my first real video. I had like an official review video. I had another one up. Didn't really do so well because as you can see, I'm on a crappy camera cell phone right now. So and then my house is so loud, and there's too many people and blah 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 blah. This is this is my car out here in the freezing. And it's actually raining in California right now, so that's pretty crazy right now. So I wanted to say thank you first to my fiance WrestleBunny. She has her own YouTube, just WrestleBunny, and her Twitter is @WrestleBunny, for keeping me calm. What happened was, how I did trial and error with the video. I somehow stepped in some crap and I got it in my car the first time around, and I just flipped out. I had to clean out my car, and she kind of kept me calm, and I want to thank her for that. She's a really awesome girl. She isn't, she's going through a lot, and we both are, and no matter what, she puts up with all my stuff all the time, and she's really awesome, and she's very beautiful, and I just think the world of her. I think she's so amazing. I want to thank her for keeping me calm, because without her I wouldn't even be doing this video. I wouldn't really be doing anything. So yeah, anyway, honestly, I don't know how long this video is going to go either. The first one went too long, and I don't care if I have to split it. I don't care. This is my video, so if you guys think it's too long, don't watch it. It's fine. I'm mostly just doing it for myself. Anyway, great things are, I don't do the 1 star, 3 stars, 3.5 stars, so what's the difference between 3 1/4 and 3 3/4? I do letters, A, B, C, D, F, F being 0 to 0 3/4 stars. If you want to compare, C would be anywhere from 2 to 2 3/4, and an A would be somewhere between 4 and 4 3/4 stars, that kind of stuff, So anyway, just wanted to say that. Let's get down to the pay-per-view. I want to say that on the day of the show, actually, there's already a lot of controversy, as Hogan is coming into TNA, doing a lot of different stuff right now, and personally, it's been kind of wacky. Things have been really, really wacky with that, and I wanted to say that that's pretty just intense right there. Everything, first thing we find is I wake up, I go online, and the 6-sided ring is gone. For me, I've always preferred a 4-sided just because that's more traditional, and But the 6 sides did grow on me, but I'm not going to make as big as a deal as everybody else is about the 6 sides. If you don't like the 6 sides, then now you have 4 sides. If you don't like the 4 sides, then, you have the 6 sides. It just depends. To me, it's a ring, and it's one of those things that we're going to wait and see what happens. So that's what I feel about that, but there's already a lot of controversy and stuff, so that was a big thing going on. I was really looking forward to the pay-per-view, actually, so let's get down to it. As soon as the pay-per-view opened, yeah, Hulk Hogan coming out, and Eric Bischoff, which I would prefer to open with the match, but, if they're getting this out of the way, that's fine. Did not come off so well. Hogan, obviously showing up the 4-sided ring, Impact Zone, already chanting, we want 6 sides, we want 6 sides. Hogan came off like a total heel and stuff, They were obviously, pretty pissed at him. So did Bischoff, because they weren't expecting that kind of stuff. Hogan said, you had the 6 sides, it only got you so far, brother. This is what we're going to do now. Expect more changes coming. So I think that it's more of the Impact Zone, as not the TNA fans, though. Because the Impact Zone, they see the same stuff every week. It's nothing special to them anymore. They're so used to everything, they try to get themselves over more than the actual matches. Screw that. If this is TNA, and for them, seeing somebody like Sting every week will not be the same as them traveling and somebody seeing Sting only maybe 2 times a year if they're lucky. So I think that's my first issue, is they need to get the hell out of the Impact Zone, because it's just so boring. Every pay-per-view you watch that's in the Impact Zone is taken down a level below just because the Impact Zone is so dead, boring, or just so annoying, trying to get themselves over. But Hogan, he stuck to his guns pretty much, saying, there's changes and this is what we're going to do, and whether you like them or not. So I got to give it to him for that. I didn't have a big problem with that, I just feel that, I think that if they were out of the Impact Zone, that would have went on much better, and that's why the following night, apparently, TNA was saying to the fans to not, this is what I have a problem with, though. They're telling the TNA fans to be quiet. Don't have, don't cuss, you know, cheer when you're supposed to, boo when you're supposed to, don't flip the bird, and that, I think, is not good. So if they do it, they need to stop that. They can't really do that. That takes the part out of being a fan. You know, especially hardcore, the smart fans, they're not gonna like that. Now they're gonna go out of their way to cuss and flip out more. You know, they can't do that. You know, you can't tell people, you know, the Impact Zone's a little different because they're kind of like retarded anyway. I mean, I'm not tapping all the fans of the Impact Zone. I want people to know that. I just want them to, you to know that, you know, I think that the majority of them are just kind of there to get themselves over. So I know some people at the Impact Zone, you know, and they're pretty cool, you know. So, you know, but I just think that, you know, especially when they go and they do a pay-per-view, like when they come back out to Cali or something, we pay, you know, they're not going to tell us what to do. And if they do, we're really not going to like it, and that'll be it. But, as far as that goes. Anyway, the pay-per-view starts off Amazing Red defending his X Division title against an unnamed opponent, and you know that unnamed opponent happened to be Brian Kendrick from the WWE, formerly known as Spanky. Really good wrestler. Weird music though. But he came out, and I thought that they had a pretty good match. You know, crowd was pretty happy to see him. You know, Red did defeat Kendrick via the Code Red off the ropes in 9 minutes and 7 seconds, and I felt that the match was pretty damn good. It really did what it was supposed to do, and I liked it for that reason. For that reason, I really liked the match. I felt that it could have gone maybe 5 more minutes, and you know, some of the chemistry was lacking a little bit, but you know, they did a good amount of mixing between technical, like mat wrestling, and a little bit of high flying to make it a really good opener, and I liked it, and I enjoyed it more than I think some other people might have, or I think pretty much everybody enjoyed it, but I thought it came off really good. And you know, other than being a little bit short and a little lacking in chemistry, I felt it was good, and you know, Red won rightfully. You know, Kendrick can't come in and just win the belt, but I think he'll be a nice addition to the X Division, especially with the supposed March pay-per-view. Destination X is going to be all X Division pay-per-view supposedly, so we need as much people in the X Division that we can. I thought that was a pretty good deal right there. Second match was Daniels versus Morley, otherwise known as Val Venus. Sean Morley. Crowd did not like Sean Morley, and rightfully so. I don't think he shouldn't be on pay-per-view against Daniels. He just main evented last month's pay-per-view, and now he's down on the second match on card, which I always feel is the least cared about match, because you have the opener with hype everybody up, then you have the second match where you just want to get out of the way, and it's not right for Daniels. You know, what's Morley been doing? Who also looks like he's gained a lot of weight and isn't, you know, he's lost some of his stride. But you know, even Morley was getting booed, and Daniels was a heel, and they were cheering Daniels up to the point where it was a boo, yeah, boo, yeah. I felt that this match, it would have been bad, but Daniels kept it decent, because I think some of the stuff went a little bit actually too long if they were going to play that game. There were a couple boring spots, but the near fall at the end kind of brought it back up. You know, Morley messed up on the finish. He was supposed to hit the money shot. He kind of slipped first, but he did hit it, so that's good. But Morley did defeat Daniels via the money shot in 9 minutes and 12 seconds. So, however you want to take that. I gave it a C because it was decent, just because of Daniels, you know. And I think the wrong one I went over. That's one of the choices I did not like about the show, was Morley going over right there. So that's definitely one thing I did not care for. Another thing, though, is I just think that this didn't have a place on the pay-per-view. It should have been on Impact with Daniels going over. But you guys get to see what happens. Third match was Tara defeating ODB in 2 straight falls in 9 minutes 46 seconds, and 2 out of 3 falls match to become the new Knockout champion for the 3rd time. I thought it was a good match. I'm going to give it a B because it was good, and I did enjoy it. I think it got cut short because obviously ODB, throughout the match, I guess either her implant or something, or her breast was bothering her or something. That's why she was checking her pulse. She actually pulled something out and threw it to the side at one point. So it did get cut short a little bit. I felt that the 2 matches that we got was actually pretty good, the best they've done. So they always get 5 minutes or less, and I felt that if they give them more than 5 minutes, they could do something good, and they showed that here. They showed why the Knockouts are the best women's division in the world right now, as far as mainstream TV goes. So I like that match, and I'm glad Tara won. Although I thought the ODB title win on Impact was kind of stupid because of it. But let's see if Tara holds the belt longer, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.